Alright, so I'm going to drop out my first strand. As you can see, it's plenty long, but I feel like I want my whip to be thinner, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this out. And the way I drop the strands out on the overlay is different than on the bellies. So the strand I'm dropping is the fourth strand up from here. Okay, so it's right under there. I pick it up and I don't pull it tight, but I just kind of sneak it behind here, and just kind of hold it there. Sometimes you can actually just take a little piece of tape or something to kind of hold it for a second, but I'm going to slowly put it in the middle here, and I'm going to tighten these back down so they can loose doing that there. It's nice to pull that. I probably should have pulled. I probably will in a second here. I think it's tighter to pull that strand. Tie it before you fold it under. You don't have to pull it too tight because you don't want to make a noticeable crimp where your drop was. Just let some of these back down. And I just took apart like a good 4 inches of this whip because I decided I didn't like the pattern I was doing, the way I switched it up. But that's okay. It happens. So what I'm doing now, see which way is this? See, it gets confusing to me. I'm dropping that strand. Oh yeah. Well, so there's lots of different ways to drop it, so we gotta figure out which way I want to do it. You can kind of just switch up which direction you're going here. I can double one up there. Sometimes I just like I think what I'm gonna do is actually I'm just gonna go ahead and take this one. No, hold on, sorry. I'm gonna come this way for a second, I think. Look at that right here. And I might make it kind of there's lots of different ways to drop them. So it's probably not very easy to see this, but there's different ways to do it. Kind of play around with different ways. So I'm trying to find the best way to hide it. And come over here with this one. I'm just snugging everything up, you know. I'm not just making that one try to disappear. I'm going to be going over only 3 on this side now because I took out one of those strands. So snug it up there. And just keep that all tight. I want this part to be pretty tight over here. Pull everything down. Keep going. And continue the pattern. So now she just went over 3 on this side too. So over 3 here. Then I'm just going to go ahead and do over 3 on this side as well. So that's under 1, 2, 3, 4, over 3. And then the other side is going to be a little different. It's where it gets confusing. It really does with how many strands. Everybody does it, I think, kind of different from what I've noticed. So find what works for you. This works really well for me. I believe so anyways. It's working out. I'm going to go ahead and move this tape out of the way. There's always going to be some sort of little gap in here when you drop strands. It's just a matter of trying to do it as seamless as possible. And I like to guide this one down the center as I pull it in there. And if you try to pull this down in the center too quick, it'll actually create a bump in here, and then it'll create a gap. So do it slowly. My recommendation. Snug everything up. See, I'm just working my way down this under 4, over 3 pattern now on the first drop. And I'm gonna drop off my other short one here pretty soon, actually, within the next couple inches, because I want my whip to be thinner than this. This is pretty thick. It's a little thicker than I was thinking I wanted it. It's okay though. It's going to be an amazing whip. I'm super stoked. It's work in progress. Okay. And once I get past that transition, just to point this out, I pull it tight, but I don't pull it so tight that it's just like excruciating on my hand so much anymore, you know, because as long as if you bind those bellies really well, you really don't need to make your overlay that tight the entire way down. You can if you want to, don't get me wrong. Do what you want. I do what I want. So those change, and you just gotta work it in, you know. I feel like it just takes practice, and I'm still learning so much. Every time I make a whip, I learn something new. Sometimes it helps too, if you can like take. You see, I just grabbed it because you can get confused with which strand is the center. I mean the one you just dropped. So sometimes what I do, I'll do it up here where you can see it, but I'll pull it further down. I'll make a half hitch, and I'll pull that all the way through, and then I'll snug it down. So make a half hitch like that, and then I just bring it down like, I don't know, 6 inches or so. Pull it slightly tight, you know, just so I can keep it in the middle, and just like that. And then it just stays right down the center there. I'm gonna check out in a minute here where my other shorter strand is, and I'm gonna drop that out. I'll show you how we cut this off. We're gonna take that out in just a minute here too. I just like to have it at least have a good inch before I cut that out, just to allow for plenty of movement with the whip and not pull it loose on it. So you do not want to have strand come out. That would be awful. Getting a little off there. Pull that down. Alright. I feel good about that. I'm going to check out where. So I'm shooting for like roughly the 4th strand to drop. Find out where it's at. I'm gonna short strand. I could have made that strand way shorter to drop it off for your own reference of measurements. You know, I can show you how much I'm tying this off for a second because I just got a text message and I'm gonna check it out and give it a break for a second, and I will continue. I'm continuing this pattern down. Basically, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna drop the next strand the same way and continue down.